everybody. So this project is brought to you by Art Omi's Creative Momentum series. You can subscribe to their newsletter. Down below there's a link for you. So this project is based on the artist Johanna Unzueta. They're a New York-based Chilean artist. Our artist uses natural materials and industrial processes in works that draw on themes of labor and history. You can check out the link below to the artist's website. You'll notice the materials that are used are felt, wood, and textiles, which I think a lot of you may have used those materials before, combined with recycled objects from old factories. Unzueta's current exhibition, called Tools for Life at Modern Art Oxford, you can check out that in a virtual tour below. Check out the link. And the materials you're going to need today are a piece of clothing that is okay to cut up. So anything will do, even if it's just a dish towel, something that is a textile, old fabric, anything like that, a piece of paper, and any type of drawing utensil, an oil pastel, crayon, colored pencils, markers, and scissors and glue and tape. So come back when you're ready with all those materials, check out the links below, and I'll see you soon. All right, so I've got an old t-shirt that I use to cut up for different things. It's kind of like a rag. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the garment inside out. Well, right now I don't know what side's inside or what side. Oh, this side's inside. Okay, and I'm gonna look at the seams and the stitches, and then I'm gonna try to describe the texture. So I'm just gonna feel around. This shirt is really, really soft, and the seams are a little bit more rough, and the seams have like a zigzag loopy pattern on them. So I'm gonna check that out. I might hold the shirt up, or the fabric that I have, up to the light and see what the stitches look like that way. If you have a magnifying glass, you could try to look through a magnifying lens. They look kind of like little zigzags to me, and kind of like maybe zigzags and kind of a lot of parallel and perpendicular lines. So try to find the tag of the fabric. You could look up where it was made. My tag says made in Bangladesh. So that's interesting. There's more to read on this one. It's 100% cotton. So you want to try to find out everything you can about your fabric that you have, and if it doesn't have a tag, you might not know where it came from. So now, once I've studied my fabric, I'm going to try to draw what I saw, and I can always look back at my fabric for that. So I'm gonna draw these kind of zigzag lines I saw across the whole thing, and they even go, there's like a line here, and a line here, and then they kind of like loop like this. Almost look like figure eights to me that keep going and going. So you're gonna study, and this is the stitches of my fabric that look kind of like this, but maybe the inside texture of my fabric, when I look at it and I hold it up to the light, it looks more like this. All these different lines that then go like this in little V's. So your job is to just make repeating patterns all over your paper, all right? So study your fabric and try to draw the patterns that you see as you go. Take your time. I chose a really thin pen, so it's gonna take me a long time to fill up my paper, but if you chose something like an oil pastel or a marker, it will take a little bit less time to fill up. And you of course can make them as large as you want, right? So I really like those figure eights that I was seeing. The stitches that looked like this. So maybe I'll do most of my paper like that. And then when I look back at them, I notice that there's like these little oval loops at the top, keeping them together. And you can choose to do this with different colors. patterns. And you're just gonna keep going, try to fill up your whole paper, and once you feel like you've filled it up, you can take your fabric and cut some pieces. You're gonna cut some pieces out, and they could be in any shape that you choose. So you could make squares or circles or just random shapes if you like. And then you're gonna try to glue them down on your paper. And fabric's a little tricky to glue, but you just kind of want to rub the glue in, and then there might be some sides that stick up. You can always add some little extra glue. All right. Maybe if your garment or your piece of fabric has labels, you could cut that out too. I might cut this part that has words on it out. Kind of shows where it came from. And now my artwork is a little bit three-dimensional, considering it has this little tag that's flipped up that you can read. That's kind of cool. All right, so you've created, at the end of this, you've created a mixed media work of art. Show your work to a family member or a friend, and just try to talk about like why you picked certain things. Why did you cut out the shapes? Why did you draw those specific marks on your paper? Try to figure out anything you can about the fabric. Like what kind of object was it? Was it a shirt or a pair of pants or a towel? Who wore it last? Where did it come from? Where'd you get it? Does the artwork say anything about you? Like what you drew down or what shapes you cut out? Maybe you decided to make like a scene instead of just some small shapes. Make sure to post your projects to Instagram if you'd like. You could tag it with hashtag Art Omi and hashtag Education Omi, and you might be featured in Art Omi's stories or feed. And I also would like to see some pictures, so send those to me if you can. Have fun art making.